ball, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a can. Like Jazzy, Stacy, all of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. Girls, and we can playing tag.
Hello, y'all. So this is episode 2 on Heatherzzzworld podcast. So this episode is going to be about, do a man really want an independent woman? And if so, what necessarily steps does he do in order to make her feel comfortable falling into her submissive side? Okay, so I mean, now in this day and age, like, you know, it's a lot of really successful Black women. I mean, not even just Black women, just women in general, like being successful. A lot of women are 6-figure earners and stuff like that. I mean, but you have to make sure that you're not with someone that gonna feel intimidated by that or anything. So women have to really be careful whenever they choosing a mate also, as well as men. I mean, this stuff don't go both ways. I mean, it doesn't go one way. It go both ways. Like, a man definitely needs to make sure that, you know, he's with someone not for what he has also. But I'm just gonna dibble and dab on the women's side first. So, I mean, do a man really want an independent, successful woman? By being an independent, successful woman, it's like a lot of stuff is, you know, you taken care of. Like, as far as like being, you might be a single mom, you might be, you know, a career-driven woman. I mean, you taking care of the whole household, you know, on your back. I mean, so it's going to take a special man to come in the picture and make you feel secure and safe. I mean, that's the key word, safe. He has to make you feel safe in order to let your guard down and be submissive to him. How do y'all feel about those who are like successful and independent and been independent all of your life? How do y'all feel about, you know, a man coming in? What type of man does it have to be? A lot of women that's alpha sometimes like to be with a beta male, which nothing's wrong with that. As long as the man make you feel secure and, you know, comfortable, you know what I'm saying, to let your guard down. Share your day, you know, if you're having a hard day at work, you know, be able to just let the guard down on anything, like make you feel at peace. Whenever you're at home, you need to feel at peace in your own home. That's very important. It's very vital. But I mean, with power comes control. I'm not gonna sit up and sugarcoat it. With power comes control, and with money comes power. Okay, so without money, you don't have any power. So with money comes power. And, you know, a lot of times men used money to control women in all aspects of life. Now that women are on the opposite end of that spectrum, it's like we can call our own shots, be our own bosses and everything. So you have to come a little bit more with just money. Okay. Like, if she has her own money, you have your own money. What else is the core basis of, you know, the fundamentals of your relationship? Do y'all get along? Do y'all find each other attractive? Do the core values, you know, that y'all share as far as like raising a family, do it align? Do you like to travel? You know, like a lot of things that combine, you know, in a relationship, it needs to be a foundation that's strong and secure besides the money aspect. A man giving you money, that ain't gonna do nothing for you. You got your own money. So what else are you bringing to the table besides that? So that's keys. I mean, this is a vital key to, you know, just making sure that it'll work. You know, the relationship will actually work besides the money aspect. Now, if you are an independent woman and you do have somebody that you're with and they can't afford all the things and stuff like that, it's going to be a strain. And I ain't going to sit there and lie to you. It's going to be a strain. It's going to be a strain on a relationship. He's going to feel inadequate because he's not able to do everything that you want, you know, to do as far as like traveling and taking trips, going out to eat and stuff like that. He's not going to want to do that all the time because, for one, he can't afford it. So are y'all going to be equally yoked or in line? No, it's going to cause strain on the relationship. So old schools always say, like, you need to date either your level or date up. And it's not no ego thing or nothing like that. It's just, you don't want to strain the other person that you with because they can't obtain the lifestyle that you accustomed to. Me, for example, okay, so me, I was raised by an independent, strong woman, okay, my mother, Miss Dell, and she taught us to always have our own, no matter what, never rely on a man to, you know, do everything for you, because in the event that the man sees somebody else, What, I mean, you don't have no social security. You haven't built anything in your 401k. You just been a stay-at-home mom, taking care of everything, or just a stay-at-home girlfriend or wife or whatever the case may be. I mean, you haven't really built a foundation for yourself. So in the event that man say he don't want to be here no more, what you got? Yeah, you can do child support after a certain amount of time, but after that, that's even gone. So it's like, always have your own. And it ain't like, plotting to where like it's gonna be like a downfall or whatever like that. I'm plotting for my exit out of a relationship. No, it's not that at all. It's just always have your own. You don't have to have in the back of your mind that in the case this man leaves me, God forbid, I'm gonna be stuck out. No. So that's how me and my sister was raised. That's how I plan on raising my child, in the event that, something happens, she's not just asked out on life. And it's just keeping it 100% real. Like, no. And I will teach my son in order to be a provider for his family also, but also want to have a helpmate as well. So a woman that's independent can also be kind of toxic in a way, because if you don't allow that man to come in and be the man of the relationship and be the strong protector and professor of y'all love and provider of the family, he's going to eventually feel like he's inadequate too. Like, nothing that he does is going to be good enough. So you gotta play that. You gotta make sure that the person that you with and he knows you, and y'all can come together and be aligned on a lot of things. That's why I'm an advocate of moving in before you get married. Because what if you move in and he's sloppy and stuff, or she nasty and she don't clean up behind herself and stuff like that? It's like, dang, like you wait until after the marriage and now you don't even know the person that you with. Like you can't do that. So yeah, definitely. And I know they preach against that in the Bible and stuff like that, and that's a whole nother topic. But you need to know who you with before you waste that time. And yeah, be stuck in something that, you could always get annulment, of course, but be stuck in something that you really don't want to be in no more. Okay? Because you didn't take the time to live with that person, actually get to know that person on a whole nother level. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Being with somebody and not living with them, you see a whole nother side of them whenever you do live with them. So you definitely need to know that person inside and out. So yeah, it's just women need to be able to have the ability to put their guard down and be submissive to the right man. Okay. And the right man needs to have the ability to be able to provide for a woman that's not all about what they can get out of them. She's actually going to be a helpmate to you. And 2 incomes in the household is definitely a must in this day and age, because inflation is out the damn roof. Okay. 6% on a house, and that's the lowest. So yeah, you definitely want somebody pulling with you. And I work with a lot of men, y'all, that foot all the bill on everything. And you know what they come in to work and say? They tired. They not happy. They depressed. Everything is all on them. Okay, but why you not requiring that woman to work? Why you not requiring that woman to work in order to help you out? It ain't a notch against you, because yeah, of course a man wants to pay all the bills and do everything that they, will want to do to provide. But we living in a real life world as far as like inflation right now. So you have to be willing to have a dual income in a household. That's the only way it can work without somebody being completely overwhelmed and stressed out. So just got to be in tune with your partner. Make sure y'all on one accord, and I think y'all would be happy, like live a healthy, long, successful marriage, relationship, whatever case may be that, you want it to be. And y'all being in a relationship, not only a relationship, a marriage for 10 years now, it's like, it's been having highs and lows. Okay. I'm not saying this shit is like, crystal clear, like it's all rainbows and sunshine and no, it's not like that at all. It takes work. And nowadays the divorce rate is like out of control. So it's like people not willing to put in the work anyway, like divorce, they quick to say divorce and it's a wrap, but don't get me wrong, on certain things, certain topics and stuff like that, if y'all not aligned, I mean, I would say, yeah, get a divorce. But if y'all willing to put the work in, my situation, case in point, we met each other whenever we was in the last semester of college. So we ain't had shit, okay? We didn't have nothing, okay? So we actually grew together. I wasn't with him for what he had. He wasn't with me for what I had. But we actually grew together and built together. So I know like a lot of men say like, they rather meet their wives like in college. That way, they can build together and stuff like that. They're not tainted by the world after they get out of college and stuff like that. They do have a point on it, like get somebody that's willing to grow with you before y'all have anything. And then, that it's genuine and stuff. Now, had I got, been single now, I'll be looking all over the place like, oh, is he with me for what I got? Do he really like me? No. I'll be like a nervous wreck. So it's like, it's a lot. You have to really pay attention to who you dealing with, and do they have your best interest at heart? Are you with him for what he has? Is he with you for what you have? And just come together on being successful. Okay, so actually, a good definition of what independence actually is independence isn't just about money. It's a mindset, it's self-sufficiency, and having your own goals. Success can mean career, personal growth, or even emotional stability. Okay, so a lot of women say that they want an emotional, intelligent man, but I don't really think they actually really know exactly what exactly that means, have an emotional, intelligent man. I think if people really realize what exactly they mean, I don't think women would be actually prepared for that. A man being able to come to you and express to you like how his day was. It might have been bad, it might have been good, or whatever. But like any type of issue that he might have been having and stuff that he might not feel too secure about, like just being able to have that comfort zone, that peace, and ability to be able to come to you without being judged or anything like that. Are women really ready for that? Not just quick to say, oh, well, you acting like a simp or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever case may be. If you quick to down a man like that, he's not going to ever come to you and feel comfortable about expressing anything to you. You're pretty much like going to kill it before he even starts being able to express himself to you and, about anything. You want your mate to be able to express any and everything, whether it's good or bad, and have that comfort space to where they can do that. But I don't think a lot of women is ready for that. And I'm a woman and I'm saying it, you have to be willing to hear your partner out, just like how you want him to hear you out. Don't you? Okay. And he creates a safe space for you. And that's another issue if he doesn't, create the safe space for you. But if he is creating a safe space for you, you should be able to accommodate that with him as well. He needs to be able to feel safe with you too, because it's a tough world for men too now. Dealing with the workplace, being a black male, statistics. I can't even say it right, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, they're already dealing with a lot of, cons against them. They don't want to come home and deal with another con, deal with someone that's not supportive or anything like that. So having a man that's emotionally intelligent, able to come to you and express their feelings, that's vital and that's key to having a successful relationship. Just gotta be aware of that, ladies. Can't shoot somebody down just because they're trying to express to you. Because one thing, you don't want him to keep everything from you and you wondering what his mind at, or he get in like a rage or something, just raw and stuff like that, because he don't know how to adequately express how he's feeling without feeling shut down. So definitely keep that in mind. And men also love a strong woman, but it's also important that a man doesn't see their helpmate as competition either. I know a lot of people that, is hella successful. I'm talking about women. Is hella successful, have they ducks lined in a row and all of that stuff, but that man also see them as competition because, sometimes, men see that as a form of control. But you can't look at your helpmate like that. You have to look at each other as a team, and that y'all going to be building a successful life for you, yourselves, your children, and your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be a dynamic duo, like a power couple. And like with that, like competition and all of this other stuff, it get in the way of that. It blurs what the overall goal is supposed to be, which is be successful. You know what I'm saying? Encourage each other, be each other cheerleader, and just pretty much uplift each other. Like, let each other be each other's safe space, to where it's nothing that y'all can't conquer together. So definitely, that's a definite must. And with independent women, sometimes, just like my case in point, I was raised by independent women, so therefore that's instilled in me since forever. But that can also be a a defect also, because you might get with a good successful man and you might not know how to pivot and let him be the male role. Sometimes men see that as masculinity and stuff like that, because masculinity is pretty much somebody providing for the household. But in this day and age, you gotta be adapted with the times. Like, woman gonna provide something, a man gonna provide something. It doesn't take away the fact that in the olden days that a woman provided food, a safe space for her children, clothe the children, make sure that whole household is taken care of, dishes out the sink, all of that stuff. She created that space. That was her role. His role was to go out and provide for the household. Now it's kind of like an even playing field now. So you have to adjust with the times. It's 2025, y'all. So you have to not look at her as, oh, she's still going to be in the kitchen. She's still going to be cooking and cleaning, ironing my drawers and, tending the kids and all of this stuff. No, she worked just as much as your ass work. Okay. So you have to look at her as such, and it ain't like no competition or nothing like that. But just knowing that, she got your back and you got hers. Period. Like, it ain't no in between. Nothing's going to infiltrate that bond that y'all have together. But you cannot look down on her and she can't look down on you. And that's just how it is. And granted, y'all, I know this topic can be like kind of triggering. Sometimes people's probably didn't dealt with this. Some probably still going through this, unfortunately. But it's all about, how you interact with, each other, how y'all come to conflict resolution, and that's how you deal with certain things, as far as like in a healthier way. So just know that you're not alone, and we in this all together because we still learning. Okay, so on the next segment, I'm gonna be talking about my favorite item of the week, and it's none other than from the brand Heatherzzzworld, of course. So I'm going to be talking about this particular lip gloss that I've been rocking lately. It's called Nova. And as you can see, it had like the little bling top and stuff. It's spill proof, so you're not gonna have to worry about it spilling in your purse or anything. And it's just very, very pigmented. The more you apply it, I'm gonna give like y'all a little swatch. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the more you apply it, the more pigmented it is, and it's kind of like a mauve, kind of burgundy nude color. Very, very appropriate for fall, and I just been loving this, y'all. Especially August. Then it's gonna be September and October. I'm definitely gonna be going to this color a lot more because it's my color. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to y'all about this. Has a Dawn applicator, which covers the lips perfectly. And yeah, y'all, definitely check it out. Link down below, Heatherzzzworld, shop it, and yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get into the next segment of Heatherzzzworld News. Okay, so y'all, have y'all been in the social media and listening to what's going on with Shannon Sharp? How he paid a woman allegedly $23 million in order to, let the case like go away. And she recently retired from her OnlyFans. Now, for a woman to step down from her OnlyFans making millions, okay, she had to get paid a pretty penny in order to retire. Okay, so it's like, dang, like, and then you would always hear like in his other like podcast saying that he would never give his children XYZ amount of money and stuff like that, but yet and still you paid this woman $23 million in order for her whole legal thing to go away. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just don't sit right with me. What's y'all opinion on it? Because it just don't sit right with me. You're not even willing to give your kids a certain amount of money, but you're willing to give this quote unquote, white woman, okay, a certain amount of money just for being sexually active with her, or by you messing with a 19-year-old and you being what, 50 something? How old is he? I'm not quite sure, but I think he's in his 50s for sure. But it's like, it's giving kind of pedophile a little bit. I don't want to use somebody in that, but it's just giving kind of weird, uneasy energy. But good luck to the lady. And okay. Damn. Oh, he's 57 years old, y'all. So, yeah, that's not a good look. 57 versus 19. It's like she barely legal. So it's like, I don't know. But good luck to old girl, and best of luck with her future endeavors, because she's retired, okay? And so would I, okay? With all that money. But
Sure ain't shit for that change.
Yeah, but she say she would average like $1 million a year. Just with her OnlyFans. So by him giving her 23, like I ain't gotta do this shit no more. I mean, if she invests her money right, she ain't gotta work no more. Girl.
And just the attention that comes from the back end of that alone, she can rebrand herself into anything that she wants to.
Only 19 years old. She could do whatever the heck. Girl. Yeah. And the next subject I want to talk about is Tiana Taylor was ordered to pay Iman Shumpert $70,000 in legal fees after being found in contempt in court. Okay, so it pretty much saying that Iman threatened to leak, or he did leak certain footage or whatever, or information regarding their divorce and stuff like that, trying to make her look bad, even though he looks bad in the process too, but he's trying to make her look even worse. It's like, at the end of the day, sir, I mean, y'all share 2 kids together. Y'all still, your kids gonna actually grow up and look back at this stuff. Like, so why not, move on and be cordial with it? Do the co-parenting thing, and just call it a day. I'm sure you done moved on with other females. It's just haven't been publicized yet. And she moved on with, a new dude too. It's like, let each other be happy and be happy for those children. Like it's not about, his side, her side, whatever. At the end of the day, you got to focus on your kids and make sure they happy and they see a good functional father and a good functional mother at the end of the day. So I really don't agree with all of that, trying to make each other look bad and stuff like that. At the end of the day, how old are we? We need to grow up. Okay. We got kids. We all grown. Grow up and do what's best for them kids. And yeah, that's it. Thank y'all for tuning into the second episode of Heather's World Podcast. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube. Don't forget to follow and leave me a like button and a thumbs up button. Don't forget to comment down anything that you want to know or anything that you want to talk about on the next topic. Definitely leave it down in the bottom. And follow me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also YouTube, of course. So, yeah, I'll see y'all guys in the next one. Bye.